Good evening. President George W. Bush and the man he calls the prime suspect in the terrorist attacks were engaged in some long-distance maneuvers today. The president went after the cash that fuels terrorism, and Osama bin Laden sent a message to a Persian Gulf television station today promising a holy war. All of this while the stock market was making a welcome U-turn. And that news tops tonight's headlines. A healthy bounce for the markets today. The blue chips were up 368 points, despite Osama bin Laden's call to Muslims in Pakistan to fight a holy war against Americans. The number missing and presumed dead at the World Trade Center now has risen to 6,453. Crop dusting planes are grounded nationwide after witnesses said a hijacker expressed interest in flying one of them. We're going to take you through all the critical elements tonight. We'll begin at the White House and NBC's Campbell Brown with the president's latest moves. Campbell?
Tom, today the president pledges to, quote, starve the terrorist of funding, putting 27 groups and individuals on a financial most wanted list. Calling this the first strike in the war on terrorism, the president today freezes the U.S. assets of suspected terrorist groups and calls for foreign governments to do the same.
Money is the lifeblood of terrorist operations. Today we're asking the world to stop payment.
But the president is not just asking. He's threatening foreign banks and financial institutions with sanctions if they don't comply.
If they fail to help us by sharing information or freezing accounts. The Department of the Treasury now has the authority to freeze their bank's assets and transactions in the United States.
The president concedes today most of the terrorist money is overseas. Government documents show bin Laden's group has assets around the world, from Austria to Hong Kong, from the United Kingdom to Malaysia. But a Clinton foreign policy advisor says even if those countries are willing to help, their banks are not where bin Laden keeps most of his money.
Many of the banking institutions that the terrorist groups use are not part of the normal international financial system. They're Islamic banks and other kinds of more informal arrangements which are harder to get at.
And many Arab states are likely to demand proof before acting. White House officials say intelligence agencies are sharing some classified evidence with other countries, but not the public. The president, today winning support from Canada's prime minister, is for now asking Americans to trust him. And most Americans appear to be willing to give the president the benefit of the doubt. His job approval rating now 82%, certainly the highest of his presidency and among the highest of all time. Tom?
Thanks very much, NBC's Campbell Brown tonight at the White House. NBC national correspondent Jim Avila tonight has more details on what some of these organizations are and who's behind them.
Federal agents raid Holy Land, an Arab charity outside Dallas, and Info.com, a related business, confiscating records and documents the week before the Twin Towers attack. Holy Land says it has no link to terrorists, but is identified by federal authorities as part of an ongoing